This is John, and welcome to my Games3D1 in 3D channel, and this is me visiting a place called Dorky's Arcade. This is in Tacoma, Washington. I was up in Seattle area for visiting a gaming convention called PAX Prime, which is a great gaming convention. And I had been to Dorky's before, so I wanted to take some of my friends. So I took the Game Chasers, Billy and Jay. I also took PattheNESpunk and my good friend Jason Heine, and we ended up heading up to Dorky's. And of course, my older brother Greg, he ended up driving us, and it was a great time. When you go in here, they have a nice selection of pinball machines and classic arcade games. There's a new Tron in the middle there, just came out by Stern, really fast pinball machine. And there's a spinner in the top there. It spins around and it makes the pinball go really fast. There's Buck Hunter. Good to see that Stern's still making games. Cool thing about Dorky's is a lot of the games here are retro, like from the circa like 80s. Not too many 90 games. There's Killer Instinct from the 90s. There's Jason Heine playing it. But a lot of the games are from the 80s, which is awesome. And they kind of had everything broken in, like, into areas of genre. So you had the fighting games in one area, the shooters. There's Revolution X, Area 51. Area 51 was one of my favorite games growing up. I had it at one of my first jobs was working in a movie theater, and that was that game and Sunset Riders, and that was one of the games I played all the time. And there is Sprint, which is a great one. Kind of like similar to Off-Road, which came out in the 90s. Very similar. There's Frogger, Donkey Kong. They had a lot of the classic Nintendo ones. So you had Donkey Kong, you had Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3. Really cool to see all these side by side. Of course, Popeye. That one, Popeye wasn't working this particular night, but it was working before. The thing about arcades is, they always tend to go out. Or, once you get one fixed, another one goes out. There's Punch Out, dual screen, and there's R-Type. And 720, which is a really fun game as well. Outrun, you have the Race Indy 500. There's a two-player one. There's Pole Position that we just passed, but classic Atari racing game. There's Star Wars Pinball by Data East. Revenge from Mars. One of the last Midway games. There's Star Wars by Atari. Classic, one of my favorite stand-up arcades, or arcades in general. There's also a cockpit version of it. Hubert, and this is all on just one side. We'll be visiting the other side here in a second, but incredible selection of games. Kangaroo by Atari, kind of obscure game you don't see. You got Asteroids. All the Atari, classic Atari. Battle Zone, this is a vector one. You look through a kind of a telescope. It's weird. There's Tempest, classic game by Atari. Centipede. And that was the Turtles, 4-player Ninja Turtles. They also had a Simpsons that showed you in the video. Twilight Zone, which is a classic. Bally, I believe it's Bally or Midway, one of the two. A classic. There's an arm wrestling one, which is kind of fun. I remember playing that in Long Beach, Washington. There was an arcade I used to go to a lot, and that always kills your arm. And in one corner of the room, they also have this pinball machine, and then they also have a Donkey Kong. This is a cocktail one, which is interesting. You don't see the cocktail Donkey Kong everywhere. You definitely see the stand-up quite a bit, places. But here's the other side. You had two more cocktail tables. You had Revenge from Doe. You also had Omega Race. Omega Race is a fun vector graphic one. There's Space Invaders Deluxe. Kind of a cool 3D thing to it as well. And then there's Space Invaders Pinball Machine. That's by Ballet. It's a super wide body one. Super wide. And there's Spy Hunter. Really hard games. Spy Hunter is really tough. Galaga, Galaxian, Miss Pac-Man, and Pac-Man, of course. Some classic ones. And even Burger Time. In the back, they had some more pinball machines, including Star Trek The Next Generation, which is one of my favorite ones, Indiana Jones, which is another great one. Overall, if you're ever in the Tacoma area, guys, definitely check out this place. It's called Dorky's Arcade. Good times. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for coming. We'll see you soon. Take care.